I will tell you a story I once heard from the elders of Zoroko, a tale so strange and full of wonder that, even now, I find myself questioning if it truly happened. But the old women, with their hands busy weaving mats, swore it was true, and the young men who carried water from the river said they had heard it from their fathers. So, listen carefully. In the village of Zoroko, the land was known for its rolling green hills that stretched as far as the eye could see. These hills were not like any others. They had a rhythm to them, a life of their own. They would sway ever so slightly under the moonlight, their grass shimmering as though the earth itself were breathing. The villagers believed these hills were sacred, and they held a festival every harvest season to honor them. Drums would echo across the valley, and the people would dance, mimicking the gentle swaying of the hills. But over time, the younger generation began to think these stories were just that, stories. The old ways faded, and the festival became a memory. Chief Nwando, a man known for his practical nature, was one of those who dismissed the tales of the dancing hills. "Hills do not dance," he would say with a hearty laugh. "They are nothing more than mounds of earth. What we need is to focus on planting more yam and building better granaries." His voice carried authority, and many in the village agreed with him. The drums grew silent, and the songs of the hills were forgotten. But then, something changed. It started with strange happenings. The cows would refuse to graze on the hills, standing at the base and mooing nervously. Hunters reported hearing faint whispers when they climbed to the hilltops, though no one else was there. And one night, a bright full moon cast its light across the land, and the hills began to move, not slightly, as the elders remembered, but swaying so visibly that even the most skeptical villagers could see it. A group of young men decided to investigate, led by Obinna, the chief's son. Obinna was bold, quick to laugh, and quicker to challenge anything he didn't believe in. "I will climb the tallest hill and prove that it does not dance," he declared, carrying only his spear and a lantern. His friends followed behind him, though their laughter was quieter, their steps less confident. As they reached the base of the largest hill, a cool wind swept through the grass, carrying with it a strange hum. Obinna stopped, his lantern casting long shadows. "Do you hear that?" one of the boys whispered. It was not a question that needed answering. The hum grew louder, a melody that seemed to come from the earth itself. Obinna hesitated but quickly shook his head. "It's just the wind," he said, though his voice lacked its usual bravado. They climbed higher, the melody growing stronger with each step. When they reached the top, they found something they could not explain. A ring of stones sat in the center of the hill, glowing faintly under the moonlight. The grass inside the circle swayed, not with the wind, but as if it danced to the rhythm of the hum. Obinna stepped forward. "It's just some stones," he said, though his voice now carried an edge of uncertainty. He bent to touch one of the stones, and the moment his fingers brushed it, the hum stopped. The hills went still, the grass silent. A voice, deep and resonant, rose from the earth itself. "Why have you disturbed our rhythm?" it asked. The boys froze, their eyes wide with fear. Obinna, though trembling, managed to speak. "We meant no harm. We were curious." The voice sighed, a sound that echoed like a distant drumbeat. "Once, your people danced with us, sang with us. You honored the rhythm of the land, and we gave you abundance. But now, you have forgotten us." The boys looked at each other, unsure of what to say. Finally, Obinna knelt. "Forgive us," he said. "We did not know." The voice softened. "The rhythm of the land is not just for us. It is for you, for all who live here. Return to your people and remind them. Honor the rhythm once more, and we will dance together again." When the boys returned to the village, they were not met with laughter, as they had expected. The entire village had seen the hills move and heard the hum. Obinna recounted what had happened, and for the first time, Chief Nwando did not dismiss the tale. Instead, he called for a gathering. The next full moon, the drums returned to Zoroko. The villagers danced, their movements guided by the rhythm of the hills. Songs filled the air, and the hills swayed gently, their grass shimmering in approval. The festival became a tradition once more, and the land flourished. Crops grew taller, the rivers ran clearer, and the people lived in harmony with the rhythm of the earth. Even now, if you visit Zoroko on a moonlit night, you might see the hills swaying gently, hear the hum of their song, and feel the rhythm that connects all who live there. But only if you listen closely.